Right, now let me show you a real example with Instagram so you can see the network requests that go from our web browser to their servers, investigating the payloads and the status codes and basically everything that you've been learning so far. So in here, I'm within my Instagram page, so instagram.com/amigoscode. And if you're not a follower, go ahead and follow to be up to date with awesome posts. So in here, let's go ahead and I'm going to basically inspect, and this will be on the right as I've configured. If you want to change it, you can basically say left, bottom, or you can basically have its own window. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to network. So this is what I'm interested in. And I'm going to reload the page so I can see everything. So let's just reload. And you can see that there's a bunch of requests that happen before this page is loaded. Oh, actually before and also after, because some of these requests are loaded asynchronously, meaning that some requests are loaded after the page is presented to you on the screen. So loaded on the background. So you can see that here, basically we've got the document. So this is the actual page. And then we've got a bunch of things. So CSS, we've got some images in here. So if I click on this one, and if I go in preview, you can see that this is the thumbnails that we are getting in here. And you can see that. So if I go to headers, it's actually loaded from this CDN. So I can actually take this link and also have a look. It's a get request, status code 200, but I can take the link, and if I duplicate this tab for now and paste the URL or the link, and you can see that this actually is a location of where this thumbnail lives. And have a look. So here, so there's some query parameters on this image that do, I don't know what exactly this is doing, but basically maybe if you want like a smaller version or a bigger version or low compression and whatnot. But you can see that this actually is from Facebook. Have a look, the favicon, right? So Instagram is owned by Facebook, and it's from the Facebook CDN. Actually, you can see fbcdn.net. So if I close this, and what I want to do is let's just basically filter for fetch requests. Now here you can see that we've got a bunch of things, right? So here we've got a bunch of requests and we've got reels as well. So let's just start with username. So username, if I go to response, so you can see that this is the response. So here, this was a HTTP request to this URL in here. And then there's a query param. So question mark username equals and then Amigos code. So if this was a different user, then you'd get the information for that particular user, right? And you can see API version 1 and then users. So the preview, so this is status okay, and then data. And you can see that this is basically everything about myself, which some of it you actually see it on the page, right? So the biography, software engineer, YouTuber. So this is actually in here, right? So software engineer, YouTuber, and then premium content. So links. So let's have a look. So yeah, there's a link in here. So the link to my website, which is this one in here. And you can see how basically this is the data that this web application is getting from the server and then constructing this page. So you can see that there's a bunch of things in here, right? Which some of it you actually see it, some of it you don't. So also the profile pic, high definition in here again. So you can take this link and then copy. So let me just take this, duplicate this, and then paste that. And you can see this is my profile picture, which is this one right here. It's rounded because, it's some styling applied to it, but hopefully you can see how it works. Count as well. So you can see this 12 posts, I think that we're getting by default. You can see the user as well. Am I verified? No, not yet. So I don't have the actual badge. So you see sometimes some Instagram users, they have like a badge saying verified. So I'm not verified. That's why this is false. And let's have a look at the Reels tray. So Reels, you can see the tray. So this is JetBrains, highlights, and whatnot. So if I click on tray, you can see that these are all the Reels. So if I click on the first one, so this is an array, open that up, and you can see that this is basically, I think it's the first. Yeah, so I think it's the first Reel. So what I want to see is, so there's a bunch of information here that you can basically go through it and see for yourself. This actually, so the tray is this right here. So all of this information in here. Then you have the timeline. So you can go and check the timeline and users, collections, Facebook profile, and whatnot. But you can see how there's a bunch of requests that actually happen, right, before all of this page is presented to the user. Now let's take this picture here. So let's just take this post, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear. So let's just clear all the logs in here. So I just cleared all the requests, and you can see that this is actually something that happens every now and then. But basically, if I like this post, check what's gonna happen. I'm gonna like. You can see that there was a request that was made to, so this one here, I'm gonna click on it. So this was a request made to HTTPS Instagram.com API v1 web likes. This is the ID of the post /like, and this was a post, right? So the post, and if I click on preview, so the status was okay. So this is what came back. The response you can see here as well, but you can see how this is working. So if I scroll down, I just want to see whether we sent something on the body. So I don't think we did, right? So this was a post to this URL, and then that made a change on an existing resource, which was a like, and then obviously this will increase and whatnot, right? So if I basically unlike the picture, so I'm just going to unlike, and you can see that now it's unlike. Have a look, the unlike. This is also a post to the same URL basically, but instead of like, it's unlike. Now let's add a comment. So if I say, oh, actually, so what I wanted to show you is, so let me just remove everything and let me just reload. Let's just reload, and there we go. So you can see that we have our comment in here. So hello, this was a minute ago. And what I want to see is, where is this comment? I think it's this one, info basically. So go to the API, the picture ID, give me the info, and then the response, if I preview, it basically gives me all of this. So we have 5 comments, so comment count, and then you can see the comments. So here, comments, you can see that we have hello. So this was the comment that I've just added, right? So now what I'm going to do is, on this comment, I'm going to delete. So before I delete, let me clear everything and then delete and have a look. So this was pending and then was 200. Let's have a look. So this was a request, and instead of delete, they said post, and there's reason behind why you would use a post versus delete. But if I look at the response, it's okay, and then the comment is gone. This is it, and you can see that how this works behind the scenes, right? So there's a bunch of HTTP requests that go off from the client to the server, pull all of the information, and then all of this gets assembled to this beautiful UI. If you have any questions on this, please let me know. But what I would say is, go and explore some of these things, right? So go and check messages, search, explore, and you can see all the network activity on your web browser. That's all for now. Catch me on the next one.